Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Tohjo, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to spot fake Pokemon cards. Let's get into the video. So guys, let's get into this video. I've got to apologise for a couple things first. First one is, we've got no script today. We're going off-piste, we're going in raw. That's just how it is. I'm just going to go with the au naturel approach today, guys, so I hope that's okay. The second thing is my Hailstorm keyboard. If you hear it, I'm sorry. It's clickety-clacky. I can't do anything about it. And the other thing is I'm going to be flipping between screens. I'm recording on this screen, and then, like, screen recording on this screen, and then talking to you guys on this one. So, yeah, let's jump into eBay, and I'm going to give you first tips. So, the first thing you're going to have to look out for is anything that says Proxy in the title. So when we're looking for fake cards, I mean not genuine cards, the ones that aren't from regular sets. They're normally reproduced by somebody, printed fakes, something like that. And they're getting pretty good nowadays, guys. Like, it's getting close. You can't really tell sometimes, and people take bad photos, so it can be pretty hard to spot. So hopefully these tips help you out. So we're going to have a look for, I'm just going to search Proxy Pokemon, and you'll be able to see exactly what I mean. So, I mean, here we go. We've got a first edition Shadowless Charizard here. Now, so on like further away kind of inspection, some far out inspection, this Morwile here that you can see is like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty close to the real deal. You really can't actually tell that much, but you can see in the title here that it says Proxy Card. So even though it has the full name, the set number, the set that it's from, it has full art in here, which isn't true. That's a half art, but if it has Proxy Card in the title, that normally means it's going to be a fake listing. I've got more down here, so we have another Proxy. You can see this is one that I've clicked on in the past because I'm actually collecting the tag team Pokemon at the moment. We've got another one here, Ho-Oh. We've got Blastoise. Well, that one was quick. That only just came out in Japan. We've got some more base set cards. So yeah, you're just going to be looking for this word Proxy. If it's got Proxy in or custom card, it's not genuine, guys. Just outright from the title, it's not going to be real. Even if the photo is of a genuine card, if the description lists that it's Proxy or custom, it's not going to be genuine. So do not buy those cards. The second thing you're going to look for, right, tip number 2, is price. So typically Proxy cards, custom cards, fake cards, they're all going to be listed lower than the market value. So normally the saying goes, right, if it seems too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true. Now, it doesn't mean you can't find deals, but £3 for this Morwile GX card for £3 seems a little bit, I don't know, maybe not too far under. So let's have a look what we can do actually and see if we can find the actual real version of this card. So we've got Morwile GX 141 out of 236. So let's have a look at that. So we can see some offers here. Here you go. So this is from Unified Minds. We've got one for £5.70 here. We've got one for £9.99. £6 here, £4.90 by now. Digital version for £1.59. So £3 compared to the other listings. I mean, we haven't looked too deep into it. We've got £3.85 there from Germany. That might be fake also. That is fake, but we'll get into that later. You know what? I'll keep that one around, and we'll move on to that next. That's a really good example. And I'll keep that real one as well there, so we've got some spare to look at. So £3 seems under market, and funnily enough, that other one that we clicked on that I have kind of designated as a fake as well seems to be under the market value as well. So if something is under price, it's either going to be a digital card or likely to be a custom Proxy or fake card. So if you see something that's well under price, and we're talking, this is a fairly simple card, Morwile, whereas some other big hitters, some big cards, you'll see well under that market price. Normally means you've got to be really careful, get your keen eye out, get your magnifying glass out, go for it, and don't cut any corners. Really be super careful and vigilant on those listings. So the reason why I've made this video is because I am collecting the XY era full art cards, full art EX cards at the moment, and the legend cards from the Heart of Gold Soul Silver era, and honestly, eBay is an absolute travesty for those cards at the moment. The amount of fake cards that I have to sift through every freaking day drives me absolutely mental. So I'm hoping that this video helps. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So guys, I think we're going to use this Morwhile as the first example. So I'm going to give you some items to kind of check off the list, use every single time you're unsure about a card or wonder whether it's a fake listing, if it could be too good to be true. And so the first thing that we're going to look at, the first thing on your checklist, is going to be borders. So that is a very obvious thing on this card. Is if we look at this, and if you've handled many kind of GX cards from the Sun and Moon era, you'll notice that this is way too thick of a border, and then if you compare it to the real one, you can see here that the borders are much neater, much more concise, thinner. They're just, yeah, if you've got a real card you can compare it, but yeah, much thinner borders. So that's our first indicator. The second indicator is going to be text. So on this fake card, I'm already noticing that the typeface, or the font, or the text, whatever word you want to use, try and be fancy with font face, is on the fake card a lot thinner. So a thinner kind of typeface, especially down by the weakness and resistance and retreat, and that kind of GX rules section down in that bottom right hand corner. And then also the colour of the text. So on the main body, so like on Wily Bite, gotta be careful with that attack name, alright. And yeah, it's kind of like grey rather than black, so it should be really dark, defined black text and font, but it's more kind of grey. Again, up on that top right hand corner of the HP, you can see it's kind of grey and a thinner kind of font typeface. So go over to the real one, you can see it's just much more defined, much kind of, it's just sharper. It's not got that kind of washed out look to it. That HP is just a lot more thicker, bolder. Yeah, and then probably on the card name as well. Oh no, they've kind of done a decent job with that Morwhile part. Yeah, they've done okay with that bit. But yeah, just on the attack, just doesn't look right. So yeah, font, text, it's a no-no. Doesn't look good on this one. The next thing you're going to look for is set rarity symbol. So on most ultra rares or special cards, you will normally find there is something funny or cool going on with the star that's indicating the rarity down the bottom corner. So on this card you can see it's just a plain white star, nothing really too fancy. And then over here on the Morwhile, on the real one, you can see that it's actually silvered, so it's backed out and then goes to hollow foil again. So that should be like a shiny silver star. So you can see that they've not nailed that with a fake one. So again, another indicator that this card isn't real. The next thing to look for is hollow foil pattern. Now for half art cards this is really important, so just like your regular Vs or your regular EXs, is that you can see on here it's a very kind of flat hollow. You can see that the kind of where the light catches it runs just down the centre of the card. There's no movement on the hollow foil pattern. It's very much just like a kind of mirror rainbow flat kind of hollow foil. Doesn't look too great. Whereas on the real one you're going to be looking for that kind of petrol effect. So you can see on that left hand side of the Morwhile GX card there, and towards the bottom and the right hand side on that right border in the top right hand corner as well, you can see that kind of like when people like leave gasoline or petrol in some water, or at gas stations or petrol stations, it's got that kind of the shapes in it. It's interesting. That's what you should be looking for, that kind of rainbowed effect, and there's some patterns in the hollow foil, and we're not seeing that on the fake card. So that is something that we can kind of rule out and just say that that's no good. So on this card we've got borders, text is off, rarity symbols not right, and the hollow foil pattern is also not right as well. Some other things to look forward is look for. God damn, I can't speak. Is like maybe some mismatch on text names or abilities. This one seems to nail it completely. All the text seems to match up between the two cards, but any attacks that basically aren't the attacks of the Pokemon is obviously going to be a fake. So the one thing that we are missing on this one is texture, and that's because it's a half art, so we can't do anything about that. But I came prepared, and we have an example ready. So as I said, I'm trying to collect the XY era full arts at the moment. eBay is just an absolute mess at the moment for those. And so if we run off the same kind of checks that we had before afterwards, but we'll just run through that texture that I'm talking about now. So this is a real listing. I am very tempted to buy this afterwards. Looks really, really clean on the front. Will look amazing in a binder and a pretty decent price for this card. So I might go and purchase this after I've recorded this video. But you can see the way that the card kind of has textures built into the artwork that's on the card. The textures will typically match regions of the artwork of the card, so that's something that you should kind of look for. The lines that go along the belly where Mini Kango's chilling, you can see that's kind of like incorporated into the artwork. There's some waves underneath the feet. There's some stuff going on in the background. But typically the light will catch the texture, and you can see that on this legit card. Whereas if we go over to the fake card, the proxy card, so we have that in the title, obviously. But yeah, you can see it's just super flat. There's no texture on this card whatsoever. So that is something definitely to look for on full arts, ultra rares, secret rares. The proxy cards normally really lack in the texture department. You know, the scans are getting constantly better and better. You know, but the textures are one thing that they just can't quite nail off the factory line, because that's Pokemon Secret, right? So the other things that we should check on is the things that we listed from the first more wild card. So borders, this one actually looks pretty good. Borders look fine. Maybe the bottom's a little bit thinner than I would expect. But otherwise, I'd say this would pass. The second thing is text. Text, again, just it's the wrong font. It just looks off. Thinner, kind of right colour this time. But yeah, just wrong typeface, wrong font that's used on this card. You can see here it's more rounded, less bold. We go over to the real version. You can see it's just a completely different font. That's clearly, you know, you can look bottom left corner. We've got copyright 2014 Pokemon, nice and bold and thick. We go over to this one. It's got the wrong copyright on it. It says 2016. So there you go. There's another indicator. So good for checking the font, because you spot all the details. The other thing was hollow foil pattern. So again, it's a lot of proxy cards have a very flat hollow, kind of just a sheen on it, just a flat sheen. This one has it as well. So yeah, the hollow foil's not looking good. And then the set rarity as well. So bottom right, we've just got a regular white star shock horror again, just like that other proxy card. And if we go over to the real one, there's actually it's kind of like a silvered one that just because of the light you can't quite see it, but you can see it's not white. It's supposed to be silver. So that is another indicator. So definitely some clear distinctions between this card as well. So let's move on to the last example. So modernise things a little bit, and definitely ones that people need to be careful of in the market currently today, because it could be cards that people are chasing, or more people are chasing, I suppose. And that is the Charizard VMAX from Champion's Path. So we can see on here, this is a lovely, legitimate Champion's Path Charizard. You can see the nice glitter foil in the back. There's some textures going on the back, nice defined lines, you know, defined text. Looks really good. Looks absolutely fine to me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it looks fine. I think that looks fine. Does that look fine? Yeah, I mean, there you go. So you can see everything kind of in this card. There's the textures that run along the bottom of the card. That's why it's nice to have lots of photos. And then we've got a proxy card here. So things that don't check out on this card, again, text does not check out. Set rarity symbol, I can't even see it. So it should be to the right of the set number, and it should be white. Yeah, there's none. There isn't even a set rarity symbol on that, so that's not great. We've got hollow foil pattern. I can't see any hollow foil on this. That should have like a glittered effect. In fact, the glitter effect looks like it's just added some kind of grain effect to whatever they've used to print this proxy card. So yeah, text fails. Border looks okay, maybe a little bit thin on the left-hand side, so that would flag something up for me. So border fails as well. Textures again, not great. I mean, even in the right-hand side of the card on this fake card, you can see it's just really washed out. We go over to the real one. We don't have any of that over on this right-hand side. I think to get that kind of effect in real life, you'd have to use some kind of sandpaper. So yeah, two cards to compare, more modern from later sets. There'll be plenty of others that you'll be able to spot. If I go ahead and just look for, you know, rainbow proxy cards, you'll see that there's just a very similar theme. That you're going to be looking for. This is a prime example of a binder here with proxy cards. Look, just flat hollow foil, no texture, style is just all over the place, text is inconsistent. Yeah, just texture's just not on this one. I mean, the print of the text on these bottom right ones is actually bang on. It's just the texture, I think, that's off, and then I suppose the print quality is just a little bit lower than you would expect. Just get another example. This Pikachu here, again, flat, no texture, thicker kind of lines, and the text is definitely off on that one. So yeah, there's some tips. You've got some things on a checklist. So when you're checking out a card and you've got a little bit of doubt in your mind about whether it's real or not, price seems too good, then just use those tips and that checklist that I put out. So borders, text, hollow foil, texture pattern, rarity symbol, check that the attack text and everything is legit. If you need any sources for that stuff, your best bet is probably, I would say, Pokelector, because it's the easiest place to kind of hone in on what cards are legit. So you can just go over to, say, the XY era. Let's go for that Kangaskhan, which is in Flashfire. We'll be able to scroll to the bottom, and we'll be able to just find that card pretty much straight away. And there's Kangaskhan. So we can cross-reference the attack text and everything else that should be, you know, legit and in line on that card. So that's something that you can use to cross-reference if you can't find a legit card on eBay. So guys, I hope you find that checklist useful. Nice, quick, kind of non-scripted video that I think will be useful for some beginners to the hobby and people who are trying not to get caught out when buying on eBay and stuff. Check buyer's reputation, do all that good stuff. But if all all comes down to it, just check out the card and use those tips that I've given you in this video. So yeah, I hope you found the information useful. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new here, then it'd be awesome if you could consider subscribing to the channel. I'm hoping to spread out information like this into the hobby and to all collectors across board. So hopefully you find it interesting and you like to stick around for the other content that I've got going on the channel at the moment. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it from me today. I wish you all the best of luck with your pulls in the Pokemon TCG, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.